Welcome to a world where antlers aren't just for Christmas and clumsiness is the norm. Welcome to the world of the moose. Now, if you think these antlered giants are just your typical forest dwellers, think again. They are the epitome of awkward grace, the champions of comical capers, and the absolute rulers of the "what did I just see" moments. Imagine, if you will, a creature that's part ballerina, part bulldozer, and 100% hilarity. Yes, that's right. We're talking about the moose. With their towering stature and gangly limbs, every step they take is a potential blooper in the making. And let's not forget their insatiable curiosity. It's as if they've taken the phrase, "curiosity killed the cat," and said, "hold my antlers." But don't be fooled. These forest Goliaths are as gentle as they are giant. Now that we've met our star, prepare yourself for an avalanche of amusement. What's big, brown, and often found causing traffic jams in Canada? You guessed it, it's our moose. Now you may be thinking, moose? Traffic jams? Say what now? But yes, my friends, it's true. These giant, lanky creatures have a knack for wandering onto highways and into small towns, turning ordinary days into moose mayhem. Picture this. You're cruising along the Trans-Canada Highway, jamming to your favorite tunes, when suddenly, you're in a standstill. Why? Because a 2,000-pound moose decided it's the perfect time for a leisurely stroll. And don't even think about honking. These fellows are known to charge at cars when they feel threatened. Suddenly that traffic jam doesn't seem so bad, does it? But it's not just highways. Our moose friends have been known to wander into towns, exploring local shops, and even checking themselves into hotels. Talk about a surprise visitor. I mean, who can forget the infamous incident of the moose who walked into a school in Saskatchewan? That was one history lesson those students will never forget. And then there are the garden invasions. Oh yes, moose love a good snack, and what better than a buffet of fresh homegrown veggies? There's nothing quite like waking up to find a moose munching on your prize-winning tomatoes. It's enough to turn anyone into a morning person. Yet despite the chaos they cause, there's something endearing about these clumsy giants. Their curious nature, their awkward gait, and their sheer indifference to the pandemonium they cause, it's all part of the moose charm. And let's be honest, they do give us some pretty fantastic stories to share. So the next time you're stuck in a traffic jam, don't be too quick to blame the roadworks. Look around. Maybe there's a moose on the loose, turning a mundane day into a memorable one. After all, life's too short for ordinary traffic jams. Just remember, the next time you're stuck in traffic, it might not be construction. It could be a moose on the loose. Did you know that a moose can swim, or that they have a knack for finding trouble? Let's dive into some moose mischief. Now, when we think of a moose, what's the first thing that comes to mind? A majestic creature perhaps, with towering antlers and a noble stride. But let me tell you, these guys are not just about grace and grandeur, they have a goofy side too, and boy, it's a hoot. Take for instance their love for swimming. Yes, you heard right. Moose are like oversized, furry Michael Phelps, minus the gold medals of course. They can swim up to 6 miles per hour and hold their breath underwater for a good 30 seconds. Imagine a 1,000-pound creature doing the breaststroke. Comical, isn't it? But their aquatic adventures don't end there. Oh no, they're just getting started. Picture this, a moose, all tangled up in a swing set, looking as confused as a kid who's just been told Santa isn't real. It's a sight that can make even the grumpiest among us crack a smile. And let's not forget their favorite pastime, midnight gardening. And by gardening I mean munching on your favorite roses, tulips, and everything green in your backyard. It's as if they're on a mission to test every plant's taste and texture. Their motto, eat first, ask questions later. So, the next time you see a moose, don't be fooled by their serious demeanor. Remember, beneath that stern exterior is a fun-loving, mischievous creature just waiting to surprise you. They're more than just forest dwellers or wildlife icons. They are entertainers, comedians of the animal kingdom, and masters of mischief. So, if you find your garden plants mysteriously disappearing, you know who to blame. Ever seen a moose trying to make friends with a statue or attempt a ballet twirl? No? Well, you're in for a treat. So we've seen moose on the loose, and we've seen moose mischief. But now it's time to delve into the world of moose antics. And let me tell you, these large beasts with their towering antlers and legs for days, they sure do know how to put on a show. Picture this, a full-grown moose, all 7 feet of him trying to navigate a slippery ice patch. It's like watching a ballerina on roller skates. A hilarious, albeit somewhat precarious, dance of nature. And yet, there's a certain grace to it. A unique moose-style elegance that you can't help but appreciate. And if you think that's funny, wait till you see a moose trying to make friends. Now, moose are social creatures, but their attempts at camaraderie can often be, well, let's just say, misguided. There's this one clip where a moose tries to nuzzle a stone statue, apparently mistaking it for a long-lost cousin. The determination is admirable, the execution, not so much. But the antics don't stop at failed friendships. Oh no, we've got moose trying to play hide-and-seek, forgetting their towering antlers are a dead giveaway. We've got moose trying to scratch an itch with their hind legs, performing contortions that would make a yoga instructor proud. And let's not forget the moose who decided to take on a swing set, only to find out the hard way that playground equipment and antlers don't mix. It's a wild, wacky world out there in the moose kingdom, filled with slapstick humor and charming goofiness. These creatures may be giants of the forest, but when it comes to navigating the everyday challenges of life, they're just as clumsy and hilarious as the rest of us. So, next time you see a moose, don't just see a majestic creature of the wild, see a comedian in the making, a star of the forest stage, a true master of antics, because who knew that a moose could be such a character, right? From a moose's perspective, the world is one big playground, but sometimes things don't go quite as planned. Picture this. A moose in all its majestic glory strutting down the road. Suddenly it encounters a road sign. No, it's not a moose crossing sign, just your everyday run-of-the-mill traffic sign. The moose, however, sees it as a challenge. So, what does it do? It charges headfirst into it, of course, because, that's what you do when you're a moose and you find an inanimate object in your path. Then there's the moose versus fence saga. Fences are supposed to be barriers, right? Well, not in the moose world. For our furry friends, a fence is just another thing to conquer. You might think that a moose, with its massive size and strength, would simply jump over these lowly human constructs. But nope. Every moose seems to believe it's a bulldozer in disguise. They'll butt, bash, and batter a fence until one of them gives up. Spoiler alert, it's usually the fence. And let's not forget the moose's love-hate relationship with vehicles. Parked cars, moving trucks, even bicycles, none are safe from the moose's curious nature. It's not uncommon to find a moose inspecting a car, perhaps even attempting to take it for a joyride. And if you're lucky, you might spot a moose chasing down a bike, convinced it's a strange two-wheeled relative. These instances might seem absurd to us, but to the moose, they're just another day in the life. Their determination and resilience in the face of obstacles, literally, are truly commendable. They remind us that it's okay to stumble, to be a little foolish, and to keep trying even when the world doesn't make sense. So, the next time you find yourself stuck in a sticky situation, think of our friend the moose. Remember, when life gives you a fence, be a moose and try to walk through it anyway. As we wrap up our moose marathon, let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer hilarity that these creatures bring into our lives. We've seen them frolic across fields with the grace of an elephant on an ice rink, and witnessed their attempts at tree hugging that would put any environmentalist to shame. Remember the moose on the loose? Oh, the chaos that ensued, and let's not forget the moose mischief. Who knew a creature that big could move so stealthily? Until they knock over a garden gnome, that is. Their antics have kept us laughing, from their clumsy frolics to their endearing interactions with the world. These lanky-legged comedians of the forest have shown us that sometimes life's best humor is unscripted and comes with antlers. And there you have it, folks, the moose, proving that Mother Nature definitely has a sense of humor. Until next time, keep your gardens safe and your hearts open for the next moose encounter.